he has had some really mixed games, right? He had that one Aurelia game where he was doing very well, and I think he had the one Gragas game, I think it was, where he just fell miles behind and never had any impact at all. So which Aurelia will we see today? I'm hoping it's a good one. I mean, he has picked his Fiora. Does feel obviously confident on the pick.
Yeah, you definitely got to have, you got to have faith in yourself to be able to pick that last, knowing that there are other options available to, I guess, complement your team more. But yeah, a lot riding on him for sure. But not too many level 1 shenanigans this time. Typical wards dropped early into the opposing jungles. Jungles? Thank you. I'll be here all night.
Okay, everything is looking fairly standard across the board. The Scorch taken by Fiora is a bit different. I feel like we don't normally see that. But perhaps gives them the edge and they need in the matchup.
Yeah, and Carries has actually opted for the Glacial Augment. And I definitely haven't seen this before, so I think it makes sense. Generally, when you're going to be proccing it, it's going to be in the middle of a bunch of people, so you're going to get a lot of value out of that damage reduction for your team. And the slow, of course, for you to be able to follow up. Because it feels like S9W, they really have to have the melee members, create space, and then the ranged people like the Clear, like the Callista, can really just kite around the likes of BYG.
So early game, I think probably not a whole lot will happen. There is a lot of threat around bot, but both junglers pathing away towards this top matchup means that probably nothing's going to happen bot unless someone looks for a 3 camp right now, but I wouldn't expect it to. Yeah, so far, relatively quiet. League is getting a lot of priority in top side, so did get the wave all the way in. Clemnia drops a River Ward. Is actually taking quite a lot of damage as well. And Kongya is here. Gets the flash root. I think Clemnia is dead
Yeah,
here.
Kongya just going to instantly close the gap with the decoy, and first blood going over to him. That's a really big pickup, and Columbia, no flash available now from the next gank as well.
Yes, the Rise point-and-click gank setup needs to be respected. One of the best, early gank setups in the game. Does just pick up that kill, and Kongya picking up a kill so early is so big for actually impacting this game. Just drive by mid. There's a Clemnia. He dropped the ward topside, but he didn't hug enough to it. I mean, he's playing basically in the middle of the lane. Does just get flashed on, and without having to cleanse, cannot get out in time. Plus 400.
Yeah. No level 3 as well.
Oh,
so.
Rise died.
Oh.
What happened? Oh, he got solo killed. I guess he got... Oh, we need a replay on that. He must have got flicked under tower.
Oh, but wait. There's another king on the top side. Kongya looking on and onto Relia. Does burn that flash as well. Kongya is just across the map.
Yeah, he's everywhere right now.
Yeah, and that's another big flash time. He has so many options now to play around on that top side of the map.
Yeah, I mean, Clemnia, he must have flicked him under tower, right? Like, he must have. I'm holding my breath.
You gotta say something.
Okay, yeah. So he does just get flicked under the tower.
Wow, that was like the edge of the hitbox.
I can kind of understand that. He just doesn't have the flash. Wow.
I would definitely call the ref on that one for a line inspection. That was very questionable, but
yeah, I mean, good kill straight back.
It could be a 2v2 here. Likai is very low, but he thinks he's baiting for Kongya. Not sure if they know the fear is around 2. Counter-Strike is going to be burned. Stun. It's interesting. Both top lanes kind of baiting. Kongya is going to get rooted here. Decoy not having much use for him is forced to burn the flash. But I don't think he's going to make it out of this one. Rally is going to pick it up. Yep, that's a kill for him.
Yeah, wow.
Huge kill for the Fiora. And wow, just so much mayhem all over the map already. Top lane a bit ahead for the side of S9W, and that solo kill has actually brought Columbia back into the game as well. So pretty even across the board. S9W maybe a little bit ahead. Yeah,
I think getting the kill on a Fiora does mean quite a lot, right? Like in that kind of matchup where it is very close, having one kill can definitely sway it either way. And yeah, like you said, Columbia getting that kill means that this early game is not going to be quite so bad. I don't think you're expecting a whole lot to happen in this game mid lane anyway, at least not until level 6. But getting that kill definitely kind of speeds you up, right? Clemnia is almost level 6 here already. Really has to respect the flash, or not the flash, just the regular EW here. But does have fear in the area, so can perhaps start to push out again.
A lot of replays this time.
Yeah, so this time, I mean, it was really nice by Fear to go for the counter gank. And I think Kongya was kind of unlucky I guess the W followed. Like I think he used the clone. You can either just save it and use it later, or you can use it early, obviously. And I'm surprised he invested the flash. I really think there was just pretty much no way you were getting out of there. So smart read by S9 to get the counter gank.
Kino's actually looking in, but there's 3 members on each side here. It looks like 116 is going to be the target. Goes down to the Ignite. Calumnia also falling in a similar fashion. And now it's a 2v2 carries. Looking for Kongya. He doesn't have the decoy available. Fear. Not sure if he has that route available. And Kino is going to PL for long enough for both of them to make it out of there alive.
Oh, he's very low.
Kino gets pulled in. Carries is not quite going to find the Haymaker. Kino forced the burn splash to get away from that one and avoid certain death.
Yeah, I mean, tons of action.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
This game's really delivering right now. 5 kills in 6 minutes. It's pretty good pace. Let's speed that up. Let's see a replay, though. So both, like, I think this was just a 3v3. Everyone was around mid, and both mids pretty much just died straight away. This is the mid lane life at the moment. Just getting killed by the enemy support jungle. But yeah, off the back of it, no one really has the damage after all the cooldowns have been used. They just kind of chase each other down. You know,
pretty funny
slowly.
to watch.
It's like those tank fights we used to have in like season 5 or whenever they were.
It does feel like a lot of these small skirmishes start off with both teams like baiting for whoever they have coming to gank them. So it's interesting to see it keep happening. I feel like at this point both teams are kind of going to have a read on everyone else's positions, hopefully. But I don't mind more action like that.
Yeah, I think that's kind of, it's just going to happen a bit more when you do have those double melee supports, right? Where they're both kind of playing to impact the map rather than impacting their lane. So, yeah, we love to see it. Dragon is on the table, but I'm not sure any team wants to actually start it. At least not with Herald so close to spawning. You don't want to invest too much tempo into Dragon and then end up giving Herald as a result. And both junglers are going to meet again here. Just chases him out. And Fear, I guess he's just going to go back to his jungle, actually looking to stay. So the wave is pushing in. They're potentially looking for another 3v3. Both mids have roaming ults.
He gets spotted there, actually, by the edge of the minion vision. Meanwhile, BRHG, they're taking this opportunity to affect both sides of the map, I guess. Looking for the root on Relia. Does get parried. But all in 1-6. Might be able to chase this one down. He needs to hit a couple Qs. But wait, Calumnia is here on the back end, has the heal available. Kill is going to get picked up by Leakai. Calumnia not quite able to provide enough PL to get them off of his top lane, and he's going to miss out on a lot of CS here.
Yeah, disaster for Relia. Misses so much CS, and now is miles behind in a lane where he started with a kill. I wonder what happened top, because it feels like it shouldn't really go like that, right? If Fiora picks up a kill, surely you shouldn't be down 30 CS, because the reason he was forced off the tower there was because, you know, there was no mid prior, but at the same time, you were half HP before that even happened, so I'm not really sure. Like, if you're this low in the 1v1 and down a level, you're kind of expecting to get dived.
Yeah, you can see here, he drops the root, does get parried. So actually, you know, there's some hope, but, you know, Rise with the phase rush, it's just a little bit too hard to get away from. And with Leakai coming in as well. Columbia does do his best. He has the heal available from his spellbook to try and keep, you know, his top lane alive, but it's just not enough. And it's interesting that that even worked out for BYG in the first place, because they invested Kongya into the bot lane, who gets spotted out. I can't tell if it's like really smart or just lucky from BYG, but making a play on the top side as well works out for them in the end.
It does, and S9 here, looking at the Herald, actually all members are here, so this is likely to be another 5v5 at only 9 minutes into the game. Or will we actually just back away from it? We might, we could go to Dragon instead. Both teams are still posturing.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like from what we've seen in the PCS so far, neither team is going to back down once they're in the state. You can see BYG moving into the river. SNW trying to make space with the Maokai saplings, looking for a potential fight. We'll see when Maokai drops the ultimate. He's definitely waiting for his chance. But Kino finds the solo clips first onto Columbia. Isn't able to get followed up on because Fear provides so much area control. But wait, Kongya actually finds the cyclone, but Carries takes him out of the fight. Is getting sucked up by the Callisto ultimate back into it. And now a huge stun from him. Finds the Haymaker. Kino going to get chased down now as well. YJY finding those dashes with the tier 2 boots completed. And S9W coming out on top there. Yeah,
really nice fight from S9. I think the Maokai also did a lot of work. There was kind of that timing there where Kino hit the Leona onto the flashless Talia, as you'll see here, but there wasn't any follow-up because, you know, Leakai on the Jax just couldn't manage to get in. Like, it looks good at the start, but as you can see, everyone just really gets rooted by the Maokai. It's just very hard to chase in. And then after that, really nice peel as well from carries on the set. Keeps his carries alive. You can see if you're finishing a fight like this and both your carries are, 70 and 100% HP, you've done something right.
Yeah, carries is playing that fight really to perfection, making sure to deny as much of Kongya's Cyclone as possible, and also finding that stun once he comes back out is just huge from him. Provides enough CC and enough time for the rest of the members of SNW to ramp up, with the Callista and the Talia, and just find so much free damage. But now, once again, both teams moving towards the Rift Herald. Carries looking for the stun here. It's actually going to reach. Let's scoop him up. What the?
Then we got a misclick on the stopwatch there. It does happen to the best.
That got me so off guard. But SNW gonna walk in and pick up the Rift Herald. That's so weird. Kino, no, don't put the camera on him. Take it away. He's had enough.
Yeah, the Rift Herald is secured, but at the price perhaps of some bot lane plates. Probably a trade you're willing to pay though. I think getting the Herald definitely allows you to speed up this game. Top lane though is in a rough spot. Like I think for the most part, S9. They're doing well here, but I'm a bit worried about top lane. This is very far behind.
Yeah, Relia definitely not doing too well here. I wonder if they're going to go for this. It does seem a bit hard to dive a full HP Fiora, who does have parry available. Kongya going to look for a base. Dragon has been up for quite a while. Neither team really seems all that interested in trying to pressure it. With Rift Herald down now, that is the natural next target. Let's find the scoop. Columbia finding good amount of damage onto 116. And SNW, as I say, that they do have vision already established around the dragons, so I'm hoping that they do try and go for this here. Columbia?
Yeah, I think they most likely will start. They're much stronger in the 4v4. I think you really just want to... You either want to pressure the Jax lane and stop him from farming, or just make plays completely away from the Jax. Keras might actually look here.
Oh, he's got the T2 completed. Does find the scoop. Opposite Glacial, but...
Does get the Aftershock out.
Yeah. Trade from both ends there. Let's see what. But SNW going to start up the Chemtech Dragon. Kano was in the area, so was Kongya. 1-1-6. Looking for a base, but TPing almost immediately back. I think BOG, they don't really want to give this one up, but... No, Kongya. Kongya's out of there. He's had enough. It's going to go over to SNW, and overall... The gold lead is pretty even, but the Rift Herald... Oh wait, it has been... Wait.
Place now.
Yeah, okay, I was wondering. I thought I missed it somewhere. That is going to pick up a little bit of extra gold, but still going to end up relatively even.
Yeah, Rel here actually is getting pushed. Oh, I actually really like that. Just saving his jungler a little bit of tempo there. Right on top. Rel here once again forced off the tower. Now down almost 50 CS.
Yeah, this is really not what you want to see from your last pick, counter pick Fiora.
Especially when he got a kill, right?
Yeah. Oh, this is a nice camera scene, but both teams trading sides here. It looks like BYG are going to pick up the top tower despite not having the Rift Herald for themselves. So overall, a pretty big win for BYG. I think they're happy to give up some bot lane control here and kind of trade that over, because it kind of means that the Rift Herald doesn't do all that much, I guess.
Yeah, I think you're right. And I think a lot of this will come down to, can Rel here stop Weakai's advance here in the top lane? Because he's going to be at such a huge deficit. It's going to be very difficult, but if he can, I think the 4v4 is definitely still winnable by S9. And this is kind of what we mean, right? Like S9, every game, they show signs of life, but then, one part of the map collapses, or they just kind of mis-execute a team fight. Will they actually be able to bring this one home? The gold's even. They might be able to.
Yeah, the real kicker there is that you can see carries there on the set support, sitting with 3 kills. So that is definitely a lot of gold where you don't want it. You want it on pretty much anyone else. So the SNW, I feel like they actually are not as strong as the gold lead might suggest them to be. Then again, they have got their mythics mostly completed now. Definitely relatively even. I expect to still see quite a lot of skirmishes once these objectives start to open up again, but Rel here is really not having a good time. He's getting 3-maned, he has no idea what's coming, no vision available and set up for him. Oh no, he uses the parry on the cannon minion as well. Was it worth it? Probably not. Finds a stun. Actually manages to flash out of there.
Finesse them.
Yeah, I mean, BYG, I think they're still happy with that regardless. I think the kill on top doesn't mean all that much if they get the tower anyway. And actually, it's kind of nice to be able to save the ultimates as well. Interesting.
Yeah, and I
Interesting.
think BYG consistently seem to be trading, just a bit faster.
Yeah.
And so that's definitely allowing them to get a bit more on the map than they should. And actually, yeah, you need to get this tower down here as YJY. Otherwise, you're just so far behind in terms of the map. Look at the goal difference going up and down. And interesting though, Lika is still able to contest the wave pretty far up, whereas Relia is kind of relegated to under his tower. 2 more minutes though on the Dragon. Should see a pretty big contest for this. I think drag win condition is pretty important for both teams here.
Refilled also on the table in 60 seconds. And also, I think a pretty decent pickup for both teams as well, because both of them are going to be looking to break down those mid lane outer turrets. With the side lane outer turrets traded in the last few minutes. Kerry has picked up his Deadman's Plate as well, which is a pretty big pickup for set support. Gives you a lot more movement speed for running around the map and fighting those cheeky engages.
I do have a fair amount of control of BYG right now. Rahir's actually deploying. Okay, he's going back bot. He was deploying mid out of base, and I thought he'd actually just group, but he's going to go back towards bot. And that 50 CS lead in top lane remains. And you feel like Likai can start to extend that more, take jungle camps, really start to pressure Rahir even harder with the lead he has right now. Everyone else, though, posturing for this 4v4.
Kina positioning pretty dangerously. There was some potential for SNW to engage there, especially when the Leona W runs out. But
Likai's here.
ooh,
So it's a 5v4 right now. Rahir's kind of stuck under the tower. I think S9 will probably have to end up giving this. I think you don't want to TP in your Fiora, and you definitely don't want a 4v5.
yeah, Fiora TP definitely isn't that impactful, but they're still posturing around here.
Actually
pop
looking for it.
wow, okay, TP does come in. They're looking for it. lolclips finds 2, pops the YJY cleanse, and Likai might be the target here now. Does use the counter-strike. BYG gonna make it out of there pretty easily. Realm Warp position themselves a little bit better, but carries. Ooh, there's no one else around really. Gets a cheeky 50 damage onto the Jax.
Oh, the Tulia was slightly too late. Actually just walls off carriers at the end. The BYG did manage to pick up the Rift Herald, although they have given up a lot of control of this Dragon. I'm really surprised that S9 TP'd in their Fiora, because I think she doesn't really add anything to the fight anyway.
And SNW, they're not even in that good of a position for this Dragon. They don't have much vision set up, and Likai's just TP'd straight back to the bot lane. And SNW, they have Fear, their jungler, on such low HP.
Yeah, both their side lanes aren't looking too good either, so I think BYG, they're going to be able to... They can actually maybe get a lot here. If they know that S9's recoiling, they could drop Herald, push into the jungle, take the Dragon as well. They can get pretty much everything here.
Yeah, I mean, the river is pretty much there. There's one stray ward there. No sweeper available to pick that one off, but I'm assuming they're assuming that it's warded.
Likai will continue to get priority in this bot wave here. And the Herald is actually on Rise, so you would expect it to be dropped, I think, fairly soon. Probably to break this mid tower. They might choose to try play for the Dragon fight first, but I think S9 should just give up this drag fight. I don't think there's any way you can get in here, although they're kind of looking for her. No, we'll go over to BYG.
Yeah, I mean, SNW, they looked pretty good when the game was really scrappy in the early game, but now... Oh!
On a ward.
Oh, Feng. I assumed wrong. They did not know it was ward, and he just gets pecked off like it's nothing. That's not a good place to base, my friend.
Yeah, I think it actually doesn't really matter too much, though. As long as they can keep up this tier 1. Feng didn't use any sums, and it's going to be no objective. So a nice pick for S9, but does it lead to anything? I don't think it does.
Yeah, too much wave clear for 1116. And with carries burning the ultimate on the Feng to get that kill, there's not much more pressure that SNW can exert to break down that tower.
I think he flashed for it as well, so
yeah,
pretty big investment. Ultimately doesn't lead to too much, but it's better than nothing. Actually, 1116, perhaps going for the Void Staff before the Seraphs. Has just bought the Blighting Jewel. It's kind of interesting, because there's a lot of Merc Treads.
It has a lot of Merc Treads. I wonder what the next steps are. Wow, YJY There's a lot of gold. How did that happen?
Well, I think YJY and Lee Kai are just picking up all that solo tower gold. But yeah, YJY definitely has a lot more perhaps than you'd expect. It's kind of farming up a storm.
Yeah, I do think that without the cleanse available, it does become so much harder to play these fights when BYG have so many good pick tools with the Rise route, with Kino dropping Infinite CC and Fing as well to follow up. Carries does, supply some safety in that regard, but it's still tough. When there's multiple threats, I feel like Set can't reliably protect against all of them.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult here. Lee Kai can just walk over with this bot priority whenever he wants, and they can start to pressure this mid-tier 1. Don't even... Okay, now they will drop the Herald. They're actually bringing all 5 members. I'm surprised they didn't drop... Okay, well, Relia's actually giving up that wave bot, and the tower is going to drop anyway, so it's kind of weird.
Bit weird. Yeah, I mean, we've seen this already with the Rift Herald fight. It seems like S9 W... They don't really know when to just give something up. They keep trying to posture for these, I guess, like mini objectives when they're not really, they don't really have a chance of picking them up. So they really need to try and critically evaluate which of these fights they actually do want to take and have a chance of winning. Because, repeatedly making decisions like that ultimately lead to nothing isn't going to be good for you in the long run.
And 2 minutes now on this Dragon. I think at the same time, though, we're not really in a lull period. I mean, both teams have a lot of engage. Anything can happen here, right? If just a pin drop, huge engage, can happen.
Pin drop, huge engage.
And will it happen, though?
It will happen. You can see Carey's already positioning himself pretty sneakily.
Yeah, I think we might see some sort of engage here. There's a lot of sums up, so it feels like you might need to get through those first.
Yeah, well, Carey's actually going to start basing. I think he doesn't want to get picked up by a stray sweeper. That might lead to him becoming the prey instead. Actually, Kanye just walking straight past. Hexflash coming out. I'm not sure what he's going for.
Almost yoinked him.
Yeah, they kind of just swap positions over the wall.
BYG, they might look for this.
Oh, Carries does get snared, but I think that's not really who you want to engage on if you're BYG. Got too much tankiness with the Haymaker shield. But it does let them sort of assert control over the river for now.
Yeah, now, will it actually matter? I feel like neither team will really want to play towards Baron, at least just yet. I think there has to be another fight around this Dragon before that's really on the table. I think whoever wins this fight, though, can take a lot off it. Both teams have a fair amount of Baron threat. Actually, that will be the Saris completed for 1116. It does just have that biting jewel as well.
And for Calumnia, too. They're in sync.
Gold's almost completely even as well.
Who do you think wins in the late game in this game?
I think probably S9. I feel like they have a bit better range. I think late game Callista on hit is better than late game Varus poke. But I don't know, it could a lot depend as well on like the top matchup. I don't really know how that goes ultra late game. But I don't think it's a game where either team really outscales. It's now drag 15 seconds away. Relia's doing a lot of trading in the side lane. Not the best before the Dragon starts. Might actually choose to TP back into it. Will S9 look to contest? If S9 can win this fight, might be well on the way to winning their first game.
Yeah, definitely stepping stones for them, but they need to make sure they're setting themselves up for success. Starting the fight with 2 members almost half HP is not really a good sign. Feng finds the engage. Lots of CC dropped onto YJY, the sole carry of S9W, and they're going down like flies. SEM9, they're just getting picked off. BYG, they just keep ramming their heads. Lee Kai leading the charge. 1116 following up. Does find a lot of damage. Calumnia on the back end. Saris popped. Cleanse. Can Kino find this route? Does find the stun first. Isn't going to quite be able to have enough damage to finish him off. But S9W, oh wow, this is an interesting TP. Feng might be in trouble here. He's going to get chased down by Rel here and likely killed. 1116 also low here. This might be really his time to shine. Finds the parry as well. Huge from him. Has the tenacity to be able to take 1116 down. Now Kino, the last remaining member in the area.
Yeah, great TP.
Wow, that is such a weird turnaround. BYG, after winning that skirmish, find themselves picked off by Relia.
Yeah, it was actually really crucial that at the very start of that fight, Relia lived on just about like 10 HP or something, managed to survive. And now they're looking towards Baron. S9 Could this be the game where they finally pick up their first win, and against BYG no less? Feeling pretty good.
Yeah, would be a big pickup for them. This Baron is going to be huge for them. It looks like BYG, as they should be, aren't looking to contest this. Instead, turning their sights to the Dragon.
Yeah, now my eyes are really on how much can S9 get done with this. They do have the potential now to start breaking a lot of those towers. Get a fairly sizable gold lead here. They don't have the best engage for actually diving, but you can just, Talia wall off tower. You can Maokai ult off tower. So there are ways here to break those tier 2s. I think that's what they should look for. Also, critically, in that fight, YJY did not have cleanse, but now he's going to have flash and cleanse. So let's see the replay. Starts off with a great engage onto YJY. I feel like just S9 did a great job of trading damage off the back end. A lot was committed for YJY, so even though he's down, there's still, there's not that many resources left. I think critically, if you watch Relia's health bar, he goes so low off the back end of this, and if he dies, there's no TP play at all. But just living on that sliver of health actually turns it around, and perhaps an overextension as well onto Columbia, who also has TP.
Yeah, BYG really just not expecting Relia to come back so quickly, and with full HP, ultimately spells disaster for BYG, and the parry as well. That was just sick from Relia.
Yeah, I think BYG, they just got a bit greedy at the end. Probably could have gotten out, even if Relia had the TP thing. Not too happy about that one.
Oh yeah, they're pressuring this last mid tower, or this last outer tower rather. It's going to go down pretty easily. Fear and carries just provide so much zone control. And Columbia positioned pretty far back actually. I'm surprised they're not up close and personal, really making use of those rocks on the ground. Carries might be the target here. Does take a lot of damage, has the Haymaker available, and
dodges out the Leona.
Yeah, and so much damage traded on the back end of that as well.
So I think S9, it's going to be tough. I mean, they want to break tier 2s, but I think they're not so strong that they can just, force them off completely. I think they have to play this smart, try use their numbers advantages. Maybe if we can find a way to use this Talia ult. Although slowly chipping away at this bot tower. And we'll go down. That's quite a sizable amount of gold. Also a lot of pressure. And you've got the 3 cannon creeps here. As long as you can keep them alive. BYG, they don't have that great wave clear other than the Varus. Ryze can't really walk up being so short ranged. Those 3 cannon creeps, if they can keep them alive, we'll start dealing quite a lot of damage. But moving back towards the mid tier 2, here comes the Talia wall.
Wow, that's just a free tower pickup. S9W doing a really great job of trying to farm all they can with the use of this Baron buff, now pulling ahead 3k in gold. It's looking pretty good for them, especially Rel here. He was having a really rough time in the early to mid game, really getting bullied out of lane consistently, but now picking up those 3 kills has found his way back.
And Jax is actually building a Zhonya's at current. So I guess he was playing more for that team fight.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess so.
Yeah, I can see it.
It's not the worst.
I feel like you can just build whatever you want on that champ, and it's fine.
Yeah, especially with the AP scaling changes. As you can see, S9W, huge gold swing for them at that dragon fight earlier.
Yeah, insane. And just again, to think about that, Relia lived on so low. If he dies there, none of this happens. And then here we are thinking S9, they've lost again. But instead, they're putting up a really good game right now. And this could be the one that they actually end up winning. Yeah,
it does seem like Feng is kind of getting diminishing returns. They really need to be able to keep pairing up that Varasol with Kino's Solar Eclipse. But it feels like S9W, they have so many tools to get out of that, right? They have Fiora with the parry. And Columbia just has sort of enough range to be able to stay out of it. YJY has the cleanse and carries. I don't think he really cares if he gets CC'd. So, yeah, definitely becoming harder and harder. It seems like almost Via is kind of the main target, but he's quite tanky in his own right, so... I don't know, it feels difficult for Varus to find value.
Yeah, I think at this point, the only person you can really poke out is Columbia just because he doesn't have any sustain. But whether or not you can actually hit enough arrows on him for it to matter before the fight starts, I'm not sure. And there's still like a little bit of sustain. Ocean Dragon will spawn in 45 seconds. And S9 currently, they're doing a good job of closing this out methodically, right? They managed to use their Baron to knock down some towers. They're controlling this dragon area. But there's still the potential for mistakes from both sides. to really explode this game. Relhia is actually clearing top wave right now. BYG, they're going to be able to gain control.
Fear is walking so far up. He does drop the ultimate, but he's going to take a lot of damage, forced to flash away. Khalil comes out, lots of action, carries, finding one, but not much to follow it up on. Columbia trying to do his best over the wall as well, but Kino flashing away rather. Relhia is going to pick him up, get that extra healing for his team, but carries. I'm not sure how YJ got picked up there, but he's back in the thick of it. Finds 3 with the stun. Haymaker isn't quite enough to keep him alive, but Liko doing the best he can on the back line. Fear and Relhia are going to pick him down, shut down. And double kill for Relhia as well. S9W are playing these fights just that little bit better than BYG.
Yeah, I think Kara's smurfed that fight. He bought so much time for his team. What I really want to know is how YJY ended up in the middle of 4 people. I would like to see that back again. Yeah, but I mean, Kara's... Look, he had a massive performance in that fight. He bought so much time for his team and dealt so much damage. And also Relhia, really starting to now actually find impact. So let's have a look at this. I mean, the way it starts off, Fear kind of gets engaged on, but does manage to live and, gets out a lot of the CC from the enemy team. No Varus ult used here, no Leona ult as well. And then Kara's on the side, I mean, just really delays this for ages. YJY, keep your eyes on him. I'm not sure. Okay, he flashed the wall into them and actually cut it towards the enemy team. So, pretty rough. I think YJY could have played it slower, but for the rest of S9, really well played and actually got off that Callisto at the end. So even in death, managed to do something here. And yeah, Kira's just time and time again.
Yeah. So much damage and so much time bought, as you said. It's really just all you want from... Not what you expect, but definitely what you want from your support. And also Columbia just having the freest fight of his life thanks to carries as well. Just being able to freely queue over the wall and dish out as much damage as he wants. Oh, lolclips finds 2, but there's not enough follow-up available. Kongia finds a huge angle for a cyclone, but once again, who's there to deal the damage? 116 doing the best he can on the rise. Not finding that Q, that would have been a huge chunk of full start of BYG, but they do pick up carries who finally falls down. Not quite invincible on the set.
Yeah, the start of that actually looked good, but take a look at the ADC. Oh, we didn't see it, but there was ADC damage numbers up there for a second, and Varus, with that range, did 5.5k damage just then, compared to Callista's only 480. So yeah, that range advantage really coming in big here. Columbia has Smite.
Fear might look for it. He has no flash available though. It seems like it's just...
Columbia stole it.
Columbia stole it with the spell book. He does pop the stopwatch, but it's hard to see him getting out of this one. Almost finds a kill to Kongia as well. But what a hero steal from Columbia. When did he swap that smite? That is crazy from them.
I saw him patrolling there with the smite over the wall, but it's so rare that you actually see it happen. I swear, every time you see this, you see the mid laner flash into the pit, press S, miss the smite, and then just die. But here, Columbia comes up big. The second Baron steal that we've seen today. I mean, honestly, the whole day has been kind of a wild ride, but S9, if you win this game, this is one you never forget. It's like you break your loss streak, you did it in such insane fashion, even if it wasn't clean, it was super exciting. Let's see a replay. So Columbia, he's got the smite at this point, he's just pulling up, and actually he's on full vision, and, gets the stun, it gets pretty low, just flashes in and yoinks it.
Wow.
And there he is. He's happy with that.
He deserves that one. Oh my god, they're just fighting straight again. Carries, finds a Haymaker. I'm not really sure what's going on here, but Relhia's full HP. He's level 18. He's a Fiora. He's doing everything he can, and 116 just can't deal with it. Liko trying to do the best he can on the back end, but he's a Jack with Zhonya's. And Zhonya's doesn't offer that much combat power. Relhia's going to slowly but surely chase him down here, but actually, doesn't find the parry quite. The timing is just off. Liko pops the Zhonya's. There it is. That is definitely one of the Zhonya's of all time. But now S9W, they're just running down mid. Can Relhia...
Oh, the TP comes out.
He doesn't know about it.
He scans him. Oh, but it doesn't quite kill him. I think S9 have done it, though. I think they pick up their first win here.
Don't speak too soon, Likai. He is up.
Seconds. Okay, maybe they can't do it now, actually. He's a bit too low. All right, they back out. Okay, it's not over yet, fellas. 1 minute 30 on the Dragon. The game that keeps on giving. Likai, I mean, if he'd gone down there, it probably would have been the game, because Relhia could have TP'd in. Let's get a replay on that, because we kind of missed the start of this. So Kara's once again,
the widest flank of all time.
My goat right here. Just finds another huge flank, I think. Or maybe he's the one engaging. Or I'm not sure what's happening. Okay, so he gets engaged on, but he just gets pulled out by Callisto, and a lot of cooldowns already used.
Now Fear.
Like they just turn this around. Yeah, and wow, I mean here, even though there's so much damage coming through, Relhia is completely uncontested on the back end. Just come in and pretty much just last hit everyone at this point. And oh wow, Carriers, I mean, he just continually 1v9s fights. I'm very happy about his performance this game. Leakai, he's doing his best to clean up on the back end. Admittedly, does quite a lot of damage, gets out and delays the game, but it's just not quite enough to stop that inhib from going down. Now, mid inhib isn't the most important. 35 seconds left on the drag.
Ooh, both teams on 2 right now, so it isn't the most important, but definitely does set up for the next one if it does come to that. Overall, S9W though, they're looking a lot more cohesive now. All members really setting each other up to succeed. YJY, I feel like he's having a bit of a rough time finding the damage, but I feel like just having that Kalista ult available offers so much value to the rest of the team. It enables carries to be able to find these wide flanks and be able to get out alive scot-free.
Yeah, it looks like he's trying to find another one. Surely he can't keep getting away with it.
Yeah, oh, he's going to get spotted here. Oh, actually, no, not quite. There's no vision available. This is looking pretty disastrous for BYG. They might actually have to give this one over.
Oh, they're actually looking on a rail here, but I think there's no chance. It feels very desperate.
5 members. lolclips does find him. Carry is going to drop pretty low, but he has the Haymaker available and YJY to help him out. Not going to find too much, but now Leakai might get turned on. S9W just going to walk that one off. Good attempt there from BYG to try and find something. Yeah, can definitely respect the flash from Kino, but just not quite close enough to close the distance.
Yeah, and Feng used his sums there as well. So this next dragon fight could be pretty scary for BYG, missing some pretty important flashes. Well, SEM9, they're going to have pretty much everything they need. You have to think, unless, barring some massive misexecution, I think the next fight should go in their favor.
Don't curse it for them. Don't curse it for them. This is S9W's potential first win. They've been able to bring it back off the back of Relia. After finding those 3 kills, he's really just been able to turn it around for his team. He's showing up big in a lot of these team fights.
Yeah, and I think S9, they've been just playing it out slowly, right? Like the gold lead is pretty big, but the fights remain still kind of close. I feel like Feng's range is making it quite difficult, as well as Leakai just continually living at the end, kind of keeps stalling out the game. But I do think S9, they are slowly but surely taking over here. And yeah, Rally has really brought it back, right? He was miles behind. He's kind of had a roller coaster of a game. Went from getting a kill to down 50 CS to now 6-2, carrying team fights. 50 seconds.
I do wonder about this this Zinger Box Jax build. He's got Divine Sundra, Blade of the Ruined King, Zhonya's, and I don't forget what that item's got. Turbo Chem Tank, that's the one. Oh, but wait, 116. This could be a good pick for them. They both have TP available for the Baron. And I do like to see, expanding to TP having members as one line to try and see how much pressure you can put down. But they are going to slowly gravitate back towards mid. S9W just going to start walking towards the Baron. They have so many Maokai saplings set up in the area already. So it's going to be pretty hard for BYG to get in here, They don't really have... They have the Leona who can tank a couple, but she's probably not going to be able to find all of them, and that damage ultimately is going to count. S9W immediately going to start it up on Vision. I don't think they should continue, though. They do bait out the TP from Leakai.
Relia and Carriers both have really nice flanks.
Lots of roots from the Maokai ult, but Mayhem is just exploding. Leakai trying to find so much damage on the front line. Relia trying to do the same thing, chasing down Leakai and Kino. Is going to drop the parry, doesn't find anything, but is going to get a double kill for his efforts. And a third kill potentially from Leakai. Leakai is super
still
tanky,
manages to get out, I think. Will he be chased down? Probably not.
Oh, Calamite's here. He's here to prove you wrong. Is he going to find the shove? He isn't quite close enough. But Carries with the Dead Man's Plate might just be able to do it. Leakai going to have to flash over the wall, getting himself out of there as soon as possible. But S9W, they're going to pick up that Baron in return for... This is just one mid lane turret for the side of BYG. So really well executed from them once again.
Yeah, S9, they can't quite get Leakai, which is stopping them from taking more, but here they have the Baron. They're about to get 4th Dragon. It's their game to lose at this point. They really have to make a big mistake. YJY doesn't have the cleanse, but still has the flash. And BYG, they managed to push out the wave, so they buy themselves a bit of time. Let's see this replay. So really nice flanks from both Carries and Relia here. I felt like S9 just... This was like a different level of team fighting than we've seen from them. I mean, this one was so nice. They got everyone clumped up. They found flanks on multiple angles. The carries took basically no damage. I mean, that was extremely high-level team fighting and not something you'd expect to see from SEM9.
Yeah, YJY and Colonia, they're just completely untouched throughout this entire fight. 1116 isn't able to find any damage on him, and I don't know where he's TPing to actually. But ultimately, you know, they're just able to create so much space with the Maokai ult and carries available to dissuade any engage. And if they can keep playing out fights like this game is definitely theirs for the taking.
BYG, they're trying to control... Wow, look at the top damage. BYG, they're trying to control this mid wave, doing what they can to stall this game out and stop the 4th dragon. S9, though, they have Relia pushing bot, and no one's answering him at present. Will they actually just look to go down mid? They're not actually using the Baron, they're just playing exclusively for this 4th dragon at this point.
BYG are looking for something. lolclips doesn't quite connect onto Fear, but the root does. Pops the Maokai ult, and Columbia is in with the wall. Does close off BYG's escape for the most part.
That was really nice, by the way. They used the Wukong clone to block the Maokai ult, and then everyone else was playing in his path. Feng, though, is taking a lot of damage here just from saplings, I think.
Yeah, and they're in a really rough position. BYG, it's hard for them to contest this. This is a good use of the Realm Warp to get them back into the base as soon as possible, but that is going to be the Ocean Soul given over to S9W. Yeah. Once again, they're just playing patiently, and this is really what we like to see. You know, they have an advantage, and they know that BYG, they're going to be pressured to try and find some kind of angle.
Yeah, I mean, S9, they are playing this out extremely slowly and safely, and who can blame them? They haven't picked up a win yet, and they surely want to pick up this one. But they don't have long left on this Baron, so I actually think this game is probably going to keep going. Maybe they can find something. If you can break 2 inhibs here, it'd be good, but you only have like 1 more wave of Barons after this.
Hellcut has been picked up for Jackson and Wukong. Once again, dropped onto Fear, but didn't work the past couple times. It's certainly not going to work this time. And once again, a lot of key engage ultimates expended. You've only got Kongyo with the Cyclone available now. And SNW, they're just going to slowly but surely chip away at this inhibitor.
Yeah, it goes down, but mid inhib honestly doesn't really matter, so... BYG, you managed to defend the Baron, which is mostly fine. Obviously, giving over the Dragon Soul does suck.
Oh, carries. He's like...
Oh, he backs out.
I feel like he might have...
You think he just misclicked?
Maybe. I feel like that was a good angle for them. He might have just not been able to quite get over the wall. I think he was standing a little bit away from it, so the Hex Flash wasn't able to take him over.
Okay, now the game that keeps on giving goes on. I mean, S9, they're being so careful. They could probably use this Baron more aggressively, but they really don't want to make a mistake at this point. They know they have it in the bag unless they fumble it. And now I think we might just not see anything happen for another 4 minutes, which would not be good for my sleep schedule, but would be great for entertainment in 4 more minutes.
Definitely, but at what cost? S9W, they really, really want this first win desperately in the first round robin. Definitely going to be a lot of audience members and fans of S9W praying for them to not slip up at this final hurdle. It feels like this game is pretty much in the bag for them. They just need to make sure they're managing the map properly. You can see their Leakai in the bot lane trying to exert some pressure on the map for BYG.
Yeah, I feel like the Fiora hasn't been pushing pretty much at all. You know, other than a couple times just pushing waves, but has never been hitting towers. And maybe you can't versus Jax, but I feel like making the game a 4v4 is probably better than just grouping your Fiora. I feel like Raul here really just doesn't add a whole lot to this. Especially, oh, I guess he doesn't have TP, so maybe just want to be safe.
Oh my, 2 ults use it in conjunction, the Talia ult and the Maokai ult. Gonna force BYG into a corner. Not much damage going to come out on the back end of that. Leakai does burn the TP, so they're going to pull him away from their side lane. Not quite the final fight we were looking for, but definitely inching closer and closer as the Baron comes up in 1 minute.
Yeah, and I think maybe some overeager fans thought that was it, but ultimately just resets back to normal. Now it is nice here because Relia will have the TP, and Leakai will not, so potentially can get something done in the side lane. 2 minutes 45 on the Elder and 40 seconds on the Baron. S9, I think they can just play for both. They can grab this Baron here, they can get full control, and with Rally having TP advantage, I think that should be able to blow up the game.
Yeah, BYG really stretched thin right now. They're investing a lot of resources into trying to get this mid prior to give them some breathing room, but the side lanes are just slowly closing in. I'm surprised Relia isn't actually pushing further there. He's choosing the base.
Yeah, just
Coming
grouping
down
again. I mean, S9 are playing this as safe as possible. I mean, maybe
Yeah.
he's scared of the rise on the side lane, which I can respect, but they're potentially playing this too safe. You know, you get to the point where your kind of willingness to play it out safety is actually making the game take longer and then giving more chances for you to actually make mistakes. So we'll see. S9, they're pushing up now. Will they fight for this drag? I think they should with this Baron.
Yeah, they are turning towards it. Having that Ocean Soul in your back pocket gives you so much pressure because it pretty much makes Feng useless. He is almost exclusively doing poke right now when SNW can just heal it all up. It's not too great for him, but Baron is slowly dropping in HP.
Yeah, I think I've seen this exact team fight before.
Well, Calamity dropping the wall to
Ooh.
zone off. This is huge. BYG are forced to give it up. They have no way in. And they're going to try and put their prayers onto the Elder Dragon coming up in a minute instead. We'll just have to see how much SNW can do, because if they can exert enough pressure in the next minute to force BYG to choose, it's going to be a tough situation for them to be in.
Yeah, I think it should be really hard for BYG to actually contest this. You know, down the Baron and just have the waves push, and it's so hard to walk in there, especially when you can't contest the waves. You know, Varus against Baron creeps at this point really can't do a whole lot.
Yeah, and SNW, the key here is just to make sure you get all your waves in. They're not on a timer to start this Elder Dragon. They can start it when they feel like they're ready, whereas BYG, you know, when they're getting pressured by potentially 3 lanes worth of minions, and again, you know, lacking consistent wave clear, it's hard. We'll have to see. I really hope SNW look to pressure the bot lane here as well and make sure to take their time.
Yeah, I like what they're doing here. They're moving up their waves. They're moving up their vision. They're giving themselves this extra kind of like net here in the jungle that they can fall back on. 11 seconds on this Elder, and the mid inhib has actually come back up. Maybe look, Calumnia can just look to wall them off again.
Oh, Fear. Potentially huge Malkout coming out. Does find the decoy and Kino as well, but Keris is looking for an engage. Does get rooted. Finds Kino, and now he's on the other side of the Talia wall. 116 in the backline. Probably going to get popped down here. YJY has just freely autoed him, and Calumnia forcing out Likai's. Oh, this could be it.
I think S9 have done it.
Oh, Calumnia. Aurelia's in the backline as well. Almost no contest. Finds the parry as well. Huge from him. He's going to pick up 2 kills just like it's nothing. And they're full HP. S9W. They just need some minions, and they're going to be able to finish this one up. Oh, they just don't want the minions anyway.
Don't want the minions, and I think don't even need the Elder Dragon. I think this is going to be it. There's no way for BYG to defend this. And S9W finally, after 48 minutes, are going to pick up their first win of the season.
Amazing play from S9W. We'll see what Konyo can do here, but ultimately this is going to go the way of S9W. Finally, the first one, you can see on their faces just how happy they are to pick this one up, and honestly, what a performance from them.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say about that game. It was so long, it was so back and forth, and S9, they played it as safe as they possibly could, knowing that they would win the game eventually, and BYG on their cams at the end, they just looked crushed. They really needed that win, and especially when, you know, S9 is kind of seen as the free win of the league, right? And you end up dropping